Hi, I'm James Schillinglaw, and I'm here in Malta still, and I'm here at the Corinthia Palace, which is a famous hotel here in just outside of Valletta. I'm here with Alexandra Pisani, who's the general manager, and I stayed here a couple nights ago. I'm back here to talk to Alexandra. We're going to find out about this wonderful hotel, which a lot of people know about. It's really the birthplace of the Corinthia brand, and you're going to find about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, Alexander, first of all, it's great to meet you here. I enjoyed my stay. I had a great time here. I've been looking at other hotels too, but this is one of the places I've heard about forever. Tell us a little bit about the history of this hotel, because it does have a very interesting and long history, and it's in a classic building, right?
It does. Ooh, it's really lovely to meet you too, and thank you for being here. So this is, as you mentioned, the birthplace of the Corinthia Group, and it all started with the Villa, which is actually our fine dining, our main restaurant. It opened about 100 years ago, and it was owned by a person called Villa Refalo. So it was actually called the Refalo Villa. Mm-hmm. It changed hands a few times to many families, and it was also used in World War II as a place to hold some of their soldiers. Okay. And then in 1959, my grandfather, Paul Pisani, bought the villa for the family, but sadly passed away soon after. So my grandmother, Josephine, and my father and his brothers turned it into a fine dining restaurant, mm-hmm. and then later on into an event space, and then in 1968 the hotel opened.
So that's the history. So your family is intimately involved with this hotel, right?
Yes, very.
You grew up here, right?
I did. I grew up here as a child in the gardens. It's a very special place for me.
And then, so did you always think you'd be coming back and being the general manager of the property?
I know it was my father's wish, but I always wanted to take it to the next step. So now it's in an interesting phase where we're going through a refurbishment, a redevelopment, and bringing it back into its former glory. Well,
of course, your background, you've gone to some of the prestigious, they call in Lausanne, and we talked about that earlier. So you grew up and decided you wanted to be in the hotel industry, right?
I did. For me, it's sort of something innate. I love hospitality, being around guests, and it's something I've always wanted to pursue.
Now let's talk a little bit about the accommodations here. What's the range? First of all, how many keys, and what are the range of accommodations?
So we have 150 keys. 9 of them are suites. We have 3 presidential suites, and the rest are executive suites. Mm-hmm. And then the rooms range in terms of deluxe, executive. But what's special about them is the warmth and the calm you feel in the rooms. They're extremely large. Each bedroom is large. There's a lot of natural light. We have beautiful terraces, so you can dine in every bedroom, so you can actually have outdoor dining. The balustrades are all very special and all ornate, so they're great accommodation.
No, and I loved my accommodation when I was here. It's just amazing and really quiet, and we'll talk about the location in a second. What about the food and beverage, the dining and the restaurants?
We have so many restaurants here. So we have a Michelin star restaurant called Bahia. We also have Josephine's, which is our plant-based cafe, which is a bit more conscious and curated. We have the Villa Corinthia offering all-day dining, Far Eastern restaurant, which is our rickshaw. So there's something for everyone here. Well,
my first meal in Malta, believe it or not, was at rickshaw with Asian food, I was like, I come all the way to Malta for a Chinese meal, but it was very good. Yeah. And believe me, I'd just gotten off a plane. I wanted something, and so it was excellent. So I was able to stay there. Now let's talk about what do guests do here in terms of activities?
So in the hotel, there's quite a lot that we offer. We offer maybe cocktail tasting, and there's a lot to do in the gardens with the chef where they can pick their own herbs. We do floral workshops. We have a fantastic spa, so a lot of treatments there, yoga, meditation. And then there's a lot of activities outside the hotel, which we can take them on hikes, walks, picnics, private beaches. There's a lot for them to do.
And then, of course, you have an amazing pool and a spa, right?
Yeah, the pool is beautiful, and we have 2 pools. One is the outdoor, and then the spa is recently refurbished. It's a very tranquil space. It has another indoor pool and a lot. You just feel very calm there.
No, it really is, and it's in a sort of secluded garden area, and it's amazing. I walked around back there. Now, the best thing about this, the location. This is in a very quiet area just outside Valletta, right?
Yeah, so we're in Attard, which is the central part of the island, which is perfect because it's away from all the hustle and bustle, but an easy reach to Valletta, to Mdina, to Slima, to St. Julian's. The palace is surrounded by amazing gardens, so you really feel...
I walked around the garden the other day before I left. Yeah. It was amazing right across the street, right?
It's great. It's just like an oasis of peace, so we're really lucky with the location.
Now, what would you tell travel advisors, luxury selling travel advisors, about this property, about the best way to really experience it?
Because it's in such a central location, I think the best way is to spend time here in the morning, and then go off on a hike or go into Valletta, then come back, have something light to eat at Josephine's, spend your afternoon in the spa, and then followed by an amazing dinner at Bahia. So you can do a lot of sightseeing because Malta is very small, and then come back and enjoy the surroundings and the gardens and also the facilities.
Well, I was lucky enough to walk around the gardens. I have not done Bahia. I thought about it the other night, and I was just too tired. And I really, next time, there's a reason to come back. It's a great property. But this was the mothership, and now, of course, you have the Corinthia London, which I have been to. Amazing property, and you have Corinthia's all around, really all over Europe, right?
We do, and we're growing. So we're opening in New York and Rome next year and Brussels.
Oh, New York, okay. Where?
Yes, we've taken over the Surrey.
I did hear that. Yeah, that was the thing. I always forget that you're going to have the Surrey. Now, when is that going to open as a Corinthia?
I think end of Q1 next year.
So where else can travel advisors go to get more information about Corinthia Palace here?
On our website, which is www.corinthia.com.
Fantastic, and you can see all the other Corinthia properties, and they are amazing. I've been to the London property, and I think people start to think of Corinthia London because it made such a big hit back then. They forget this is where it all started, and where you started too, because this has been your family's hotel forever, and now you're running it. I think this is a great story that you're here and overseeing this marvelous property in really Malta. If you've not been, send your clients, because it really is such a gem in the Mediterranean that I think gets overlooked, sadly, and I don't know why, but we're going to do a lot to change that. So again, thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you for the wonderful hospitality during my stay. I really enjoyed it, and as we said, I have to come back.
You will come back, and thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you, and thank you for the interview.
I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.